Right, so obviously because this is what I saw, um, it's a little, it's kind of PowerPoint slide simulator, like
Yeah.
a, it's like a spot of Minecraft. So we'll have to use the in client, just for this one, which isn't as good, but it'll work. Especially we get a nice fancy zoom out as well. So honestly, after watching this game, I think one of the kind of biggest things that we have to note is that your laning phase is so unbelievably passive. It's unreal. Like, and when you're playing something like Nami is honestly one of the strongest enchanters in the game due to the fact of how many tools she has. She can roam, which a lot of enchanters, can't as much, but she can because of her mana and, the way that her abilities give her movement speed. She's amazing for disengage against a comp like this where they all want to run you down. A champion like Nami is so valuable here, it's unreal. But we're not really using her properly at all. And this is kind of why you're struggling with games, especially in this laning phase where we're playing so passive and we're just sitting back and we're not really doing anything. So obviously we forgot items, which was a big int. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But even when we get back
I think I
into
was busy setting up the stream or
yeah the
something
stream, so even then when we get in this lane, like where do you think is the most powerful point in this lane?
on the brushes.
Yeah, these brushes are unbelievably. Let me just. These brushes are so much power because it's like they not only reset aggro, but they also can't see you when you're in them. So you have this kind of ability to kind of come in and out of. Where's my pen? Hello? There we go. So you have this ability to just kind of be in this brush, and then you need to pressure her. So one of the biggest things that I always reiterate when it comes to kind of these lower elo games is when people in these elos, because this is gold, when people are forced to make a decision, it's very hard for them because a lot of players in gold will be focusing on things like how they're playing the champion, their micro, like instead of focusing on kind of what they're doing in the lane or how to last hit. It's very rare in these elos that people have a conditioning or kind of a comfort of last hitting. Like
Mm-hmm.
most of these players have played these champions less than 50 games. And this Jinx has probably played Jinx like 3 times and thought this is so strong, or somebody told her it was strong and she started playing it. So what you're trying to do is you're trying to force her to make decisions. Now, when you're stood all the way back here, obviously in this point you lost your items, so it's a bit thingy, but you should at least be down here ready to get into the brush as soon as you can. And then as soon as she walks up to hit a minion, she can't auto you and the minion at the same time. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
impossible because she's got an attack speed limit. So what you do is as soon as she walks up to auto, you run out, auto, W, E, or, full combo her, try and knock her up. If you get it, Ziggs does damage too, and you end up with so much more aggression in this lane. But at the moment, like what are we, what are we supporting the tower right now? Like, what are we doing?
I
Now,
mean,
there's a concept, yeah, yes, go, go,
I
go.
mean, to be honest, because we didn't have lane pressure yet, I didn't wanna risk it. I didn't wanna risk losing HP for nothing because I mean, I don't know how my Ziggs is gonna react to me going into the bush. What if he just stays behind and I just get like 2v1, you know?
They're not just going to run you down. Jinx is going to have to find the wave. And
Yeah, but
also, on top of that, it's like you're playing. So, what tools do you have on Nami?
I mean, right now I only have my W, which is a
Okay,
heal and
at the
the
moment, okay.
damage spell.
So heal. When you get your Q, you'll have CC. When you get your E, you'll have AA buff.
Yeah.
And movement speed
No.
buff is really easy. And yeah, and more CC.
Mm-hmm.
Now, one of the things that you have to notice with these laning phase is kind of this Karma is going to be able to shield. She's going to be able to shield Jinx as well, but she's not going to be able to heal her. And you have
Mm-hmm.
biscuits. So in lane, like you're meant to be as aggressive as possible to chunk this Jinx's HP down, and then you use your biscuits to regenerate that mana and then run it
Mm-hmm.
down, and also the amount of mana regen that you get out of your support item as well. Why is medal coming out? So overall, like even here, like we're sitting way too far back, and now Karma gets in that brush slightly, but even here, see? So let me turn the director camera off. Oops. So even, okay, in this moment you didn't really have that much, but even in kind of this moment, you're not even tethering the Karma. So right here, you are in direct line of the Karma. Now, do you know what tethering is?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, so you should have like a little dance in the bot lane with the enemy support. So if she walks up like this, you counter by walking down like that. If this is a big mistake by her, so you walk down like this, you get control of this brush, and then she's forced to stay out. Then as soon as Jinx walks up, we aggress her here, and then we go back in the brush, and it dodges minion aggro.
When you want me to go aggro, do you want me to go aggro from inside the brush? Because if I do that,
No.
you get vision on me,
So you step on the brush, you go aggro, and then you'll go back in the brush.
Okay.
You use it to
Because
go in and out.
what I do sometimes is I go aggro while being inside the bush. So
Yeah,
it's
no,
not
that's not good, because then they can you still get seen by the minions if you do that.
Yeah.
So like here, see, like why are we helping pushing the wave? Like, does this wave need to be pushed in right now?
I mean, I kind of want level 2, don't I?
I mean, yeah, but we don't need to really push the wave in here. We can still, I mean, we're going to get it off 1 minion anyway. Just, again, go up and start getting some pressure. Like, so right now, we're at full mana, and we haven't done anything to them within this first 2 minutes. Like, we literally haven't done anything. We're just sitting back doing nothing. And this will get you to platinum, sure, but then you'll never get past platinum. Like, ever. Because as soon as they realize, they'll go nuts. And look at this. Wow, look at all that damage. Whoa, that's the first activation that we've got of our electrocute in the entire laning phase. So it's like, obviously it's reduced because of runes, but that's the first activation we've had of electrocute. Now this is one of the reasons why I usually say to people, if you want to play support, first go play mid. Because you'll understand how the waves work, you'll understand how your runes work, you'll understand the basics of your champ. Like right here, again, if we're not going to take any trades whatsoever, there's no point in even going electrocute. We may as well go safer runes, like Airy or something, you know? And even Airy, you still have to poke them, but it's a little less hard. Now, Nami can proc it very, very easily, so there's no reason not to. And now, see how we had that previous trade, and we're not really doing anything. Now, if we look, the Jinx has absolutely no mana. So there's not really that much she can do anyway. So you wait for this wave to get cleared, and then you go aggressive. Or you're supposed to anyway. Because they've just used all of their potions, right? In order to, the Kami used all of her pots in order to heal up. And you still have a pot advantage. And you have heals anyway. So here, see, the Karma is allowed to just stay in these brushes and do whatever she wants for no real reason. Now, what do you think is one of the exceptions of getting bush control? If we would, who would we swap the support out for somebody else? And that would mean that you can't go in this brush.
Something like Leona
Leona not so much. Leona's
or
not that.
Thresh or Blitzcrank.
Yeah. So if, say, for example, a Thresh, a Blitzcrank, a Pike, a Nautilus can sit here and throw a hook and it'll always hit you because you're in the brush, then that's bad. But when you're playing into another enchanter, who she relies on being able to see you to do a damage, right? Especially a W as well. She needs to see you to do that W. So this is what I mean. You have to go more aggressive, and this is why these games are feeling so doomed for you. Is because you're autopiloting the entirety of the early game.
I mean, not gonna lie, I mean, the way I play the game is, I mean, the way I've been forced to play the game is that I feel like if I go too aggressive, my ADC is just not gonna follow up, you know.
But it doesn't matter.
I just end up.
But this is the thing. Like I don't know where you're getting that information from.
I mean, from my games, honestly, from experience.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of bad on you. That means that you're going aggressive at the wrong times. Again, you need to force a decision. So right now in this image, what should you be looking to do? So if you are in this situation, what should be in your mind? What are you looking to do?
Okay, right now I think I should be walking up and in that brush.
Okay, that's completely fine. But then what else should you be looking to do? What in this lane right now is the most important thing to the enemy ADC?
I mean, she doesn't have any mana.
Yes,
right
that's
now.
one thing. But if you were playing Jinx right now, what's the most important thing in this lane?
Surviving and scaling.
Nope. In this lane right here, in this exact moment. Oh.
I don't know. I mean, right now I think she doesn't want to push because Graves is bedside.
But what does she want the most out of this entire lane? Like out of this picture, this image right now, what's the most important thing that she does here?
Keeping her HP up.
Nope.
I don't know.
Where's her gold income coming from?
Minions.
Okay.
So she
And
she
what
she
gives
should
the
just
most
keep.
gold out of any minion?
I mean, cannon.
Exactly. So
So
that's
so
what
I
she's
should
going for. So what should you do because of that?
pressuring her when she goes for the cannon.
Exactly. So as soon as she walks up for this cannon, you go. You just run her down. Because
Yeah.
she's then going to choose, do I get this cannon, which Ziggs is free to get it because this karma again is gold, and she hasn't been getting pressure at all on Ziggs. So she then has to decide, do I go for this cannon or do I try and trade back with a Nami? Again, you can get electrocute proc and then run away, but she's still going to try and make that decision. What will happen in these elos is she'll either go for the cannon and you'll get a free trade, or she'll trade back with you and miss a cannon. That's the most likely option, to be honest. But
Mhm.
it doesn't matter if she trades back because why?
I mean, she doesn't kill me and I can heal back up.
Exactly, because you can heal back up and you've got plenty of
I
mana
mean,
and there's biscuits.
unless the karma lends the roots, and then again, I don't know.
But that's your own fault because there's no way you should ever be close enough to the karma to
Okay.
remember we're tethering from the karma the entire time. So there's no way you should get close enough for her to land that route. And even if she does, you instantly E yourself and you just run away. And your movement speed will actually make you run past like further than the camera unless she shields herself. If she does, then the Jinx takes more damage. So
Yeah.
overall, it doesn't really matter. But yeah, so this is what I mean. You have to now decide. Okay, as soon as she goes up to this cannon, I'm just gonna go nuts. So right here, she's got no mana, so we kind of run her down a little bit. So maybe a little early, but it's still something. So we could have waited till the cannon was a little bit lower. But then here, look. Oh, all of a sudden, the camera's got no HP and you Ziggs are laughing. You've got plenty. So again, see, this is where I said to you, you need to get in the brush, right?
Yeah.
Because this wave is a slow push, and Jinx has no mana, so she can't really push this wave
Yeah.
in
So
hard.
they're in an awkward spot right now.
What's that, sorry?
They're in an awkward spot right now. Awkward. I don't know how to say it. And
Uh,
then because it's slow pushing to us, and I mean, they can't. I mean, not really because Ziggs is Zoom as well, so it's not like we can kill. I
I mean,
mean,
Ziggs
hardly.
does have quite powerful auto attack bombs, but you do a ton of damage as well. But the camera is so low that it doesn't matter because you can just instantly kill it. Or you can do a ton of damage anyway. So see, we run up and we miss our Q. So see how mechanically we really messed up here. Otherwise this would have been a very clean kill. Because here, see, like we walk up, we get the E. And like, why would she ever be there, you know? Like, why would she ever be in this area? What you want to do is, when you have your E landed and you've already slowed her, just throw it directly on top of her, or like a little bit to the right, like this, because she's gonna always want to run this way to just get away. She's never
Yeah.
gonna go up here, like, because there's just no reason to. And if you throw it like this, with intention to stop her path, she's either going to get knocked up by it or she's going to walk back, which means you get more time when she's here to do damage and just kill her. But as you can see, even with Ziggs with very low mana, look how easy it is for you guys to kill her. Like, so Ziggs still gets her. She flashes in the bush. And Ziggs still manages to kill her, and we managed to get him out because Nami's broken. Again, see with this bubble.
I mean,
So
I didn't think she would just run it down. No.
But it's so the thing is, so the thing you have to be considering in these situations is if you bubble her while she's running away, is that gonna change anything whatsoever? Is that gonna do anything?
Not really.
No,
It's not like we can
you're
kill
never
it
gonna
from
kill
the.
her. No, it's impossible
Yeah.
to kill her in that situation. So what you do is you just throw it here.
So
Doesn't
yeah, I
doesn't
should just be looking to stop her. Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't
Right.
even have to hit her. Ziggs has just got one kill, and in terms of gold, she's not too far up on CS. Ziggs has more gold now because he's got that kill. So all you have to do is throw a bubble to disengage, and that's it.
Yeah.
So these auto stuff like that, they really don't matter. She's got no mana, so you get a reset that's faster, and Reason it's good for a reset as well, there's a cannon here, but Ziggs, if I remember correctly, does get it, I think. Yeah. So, and there we go. So it's a really good back timer. Ziggs took too long to buy, but it doesn't matter. So here the Karma went into mid. But again, in this situation, the wave is in a really good spot for you. You've got full mana right now, and Ziggs got a gold advantage. Like, why you're back here is not known. Like, you should never be there. Again, walk up to here, get in. Even get into here and see if you can get vision. Because she walked all the way up to here, and you didn't even see because she'd backed out, you know? So you didn't even know that she was there. She could have been in mid lane. So... Again, the Shyvana did sidestep this bubble. So this one can be, you know, excused slightly. Because she did bubble it. Sidestep it, I mean. And yeah, it's, you know, it did get melted a bit. To be honest, he shouldn't have pushed it anyway. It's sad that you didn't get hurt, but it's not the end of the world. We get a reset off. So right here, you are so ahead and you do so much burst that getting the Kindle Gem I think is so worth. Because it's also going to reduce the amount of poke that gets done to you. And you have more than enough mana to, you know, a few rotations of spells. Which when you've got a Ziggs as well who is ahead, it's very, very easy. Here, so see, again.
Yeah, the bubble was bad. Especially
yeah, so this is the thing. What I've been saying to you for so long. You have to stop focusing on anything that anybody else does until you're playing absolutely perfect. So unless your gameplay is perfect and you're doing absolutely everything, you really can't complain about what other people are doing, because those are the people right now who are not keeping you in these elos. Like all these mistakes that we've already covered within the first 8 minutes of your laning phase, those are the things that are keeping you in these elos, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So these bubbles that are always missed, stuff like that, like those are the things that are really, really hindering your ability to climb right now. Because most of these bubbles, if you would have hit them, would have resulted in potential kills. Or you would have chunked them out, like especially because you have a Ziggs here. Obviously Ziggs is a little bit of an exception since he's an absolutely massive burst champion. But most of these kind of bubbles and stuff like that you're doing, if you would have landed them, the lane would have gone so much better. And then Ziggs could have got so fed that it doesn't matter about the Shyvana being fed late game, because Ziggs is just one-shotting everyone. And then you can just disengage. Like, there's nothing Shyvana can do in this game if you play it properly. Because as soon as she jumps in with her ultimate, you just R and run away. That's all you do. Every time she pokes, you heal. Have you watched my video on the combat triangle before?
Yeah, I know.
So yeah, poke.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, poke beats
sustain.
engage, both sustain and sustain with poke. Yeah.
So obviously now this is when Nami this is one of the reasons why Nami is so strong, because she fundamentally breaks this concept. So it's like, damn, she's strong, because obviously it's meant to be like this. But if somebody tries to all in Nami, who is sustain, she uses her R and she shuts down that all in. It's the same reason why Janna can be ridiculously strong as well, but Janna is much harder to play. So you can shut down that all in. So you actually have the tools to go even with all in. And then you still beat poke. Now this is the reason why I say that Janna is probably one of the strongest supports enchanters in the game, because of this concept that gets broken. Now, again, the Shyvana is massive poke. So, same as the Karma. And Jinx kind of wants poke as well. She kind of wants to poke early until she gets one reset, and then she all in. But overall, yeah, you just shut down their comp so heavily that if you could have improved your laning phase here, then I'm fairly confident you could have won this game. I think you could have won this game anyway, but you just needed to improve on that. Now, let's talk about this. Well, what do you think was the biggest problem here?
I mean, I didn't ping the Tribush.
Yep, we bought a pink and then we just didn't use it. So it's like, whenever you're buying a pink, you need to, as you're pressing that purchase button, you need to think, what is my intention to this pink ward? Or control ward, whatever. Like, so that's why, for example, if you're playing ADC, you're playing this Yasuo, you're playing Graves. Well, Graves maybe not so much, but say if you're Ziggs or Yasuo here, you tend to not buy pinks because unless you have intention for it, that 75 gold is best spent elsewhere. So in these situations, you have to be like, okay, well, I need to put that there. If you had of, you would have seen the Shyvana coming, and you wouldn't have died.
Sure.
But,
Yeah,
you know, we didn't.
that's actually true.
So this is the thing. So these first 10 minutes, this game could have gone so much better. So much better. And this is the thing. So this first 10 or so minutes.
I didn't ignite.
Yeah, so we just didn't press the button. So even things like this, you know, we did get this off.
Yeah.
If we would have just pressed the button and put one auto in her there, she would have died. She's got 110 HP, and right now your ignite is doing 150 true damage anyway.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have even needed the auto. She would have just died because Karma is nowhere near either. And we do manage to land a bubble there, but it's too late. So again, see these kind of mechanical things, and this is the thing. So this is one of the biggest things when it comes to this game. So I feel like right now, one of the reasons why your mechanics are kind of so choppy is because your mental is so focused on everybody else that you're not being kind of introspective enough, you know? So because so your mechanics are really letting you down. But instead of focusing and going, okay, well, this game, you know, these first 11 minutes, I've hit like one bubble in like 11 minutes. And, you know, I've missed an ignite that got me killed. And I didn't put a pink ward. So these are the things that you need to go, okay, even if these things will not win you the game, you need to be going, doesn't matter if it would have won me the game or not, I still need to fix them. So you want to aim for playing, like, you want to aim for perfection in your play. And then if you fall short, it won't matter because you'll still be climbing due to the fact that your mental is focused on, okay, I'm going to improve, okay, I'm going to improve. And even if these players are completely garbage, it does not matter because these things that you're doing yourself right now are the reasons why you're in the same bracket as these players, because it's like, you know, we're missing Qs, we're not really landing things, we're not being aggressive in lane whatsoever, we're not providing any space for our ADC throughout the entire lane, you know, we're not really taking into consideration how we want to play the lane, poke, heal, etc, etc. So because of all these things, we're getting heavily shut out. So here, right, so this is another kind of play. So what do you think that you should have done here? So what do you think that you should have done in this situation?
Let him die.
Yeah, let him die. He's just been caught. He's griefed. Come up through mid. Come with Graves. So if you walked up through here right now, you could potentially... have you got your sweeper available? Oh, no. So what's your... so this is another big mistake, right? So you've just come out of base, and you haven't even checked your support gold. So right now you're on 470 gold, and we still have a ward.
Yeah, but I don't usually take it unless my...
You always take it as support.
Finished.
Always, always, always. So
yeah, but
as soon as you...
it wasn't
finished yet. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So
okay.
The thing is, you have to be thinking that like very, very shortly after you leave this base, you're going to get that upgrade. You're going to get your gold quest. So, and as long as your gold quest is around 400 gold, or depends how the lane is, right? Because if you're playing in, say, a melee lane, it could be 3 to 350 gold, and you could swap sweeper instantly if you can easily get those stacks off over and over. Now, this lane can be a little bit awkward to get stacks off. I mean, you still can, but again, Karma can trade back a little bit. If this was, say, I don't know, like a Leona, that actually, no, Leona's very good into Nami. If this was, say, like a Rel, right? Like, what we could do is we could swap it way earlier and go off. So what happens here is we leave the base and we kind of walk up. Okay, great, whatever. But we have no control, like sweeper. So what we should have done is instead of coming up to help the Ziggs here, we should have just walked up here, cleared this area of wards and stuff like that. And then that allows you a path that you can come at a later point. When the Ziggs isn't doing too well. So you're setting yourself up to be able to roam into mid later and help this Yasuo a bit, because he is struggling, and you know the Ziggs isn't doing amazing, but the Ziggs can farm on his own, so he doesn't need you there to farm because he has such long range. So what you can do is you can roam about a bit more, you can come into mid lane, top lane is getting stumped a bit too, but again, these things don't really matter too much. Again, a lot of the games in these elos, you will get games where, not a lot of them I should say, you get games that you would have to be better than the elo in order to climb, like considerably better. But that doesn't matter because you should be aiming to be considerably better anyway. So it's like if you want to get to platinum, your aim should be to be at least a diamond player. If you want to get to diamond, aim to be a masters player, like etc. You know, and obviously you can't really judge what level of play you're at when you're in these elos, but just aim for perfection. And again, don't worry about the rank. The rank does not matter. We're in February tomorrow. Like we have what 10 months for you to climb. If you start now playing to improve only and just stop caring about your win or loss, I'm more than confident that you can get back into platinum, if not to diamond, by the end of the year. Like it's not ridiculously difficult. You just have to have the mental control, and you have to have a good kind of mindset on how you want to play the game. Like this, completely fine, right? We just pick a radio. Okay, great. But we didn't have sweeper. We didn't have sweeper. And then here,
Honestly, that pick on Irela was very lucky.
I mean, there's no such thing as luck in League. Luck doesn't exist.
I kind of guessed that she was in that bush, but she could have not been here. You know?
It doesn't matter. If she's not there, then you just wasted a Q, and it doesn't matter. Your mana will regen. It really doesn't mean anything.
Okay.
Like, most of League is about predicting where they are. Now here, this was... So here, what we should have actually...
The damage.
Yeah, so let's just go over this as well. So we did E the Malf, okay, great.
Right.
We got the Q, okay.
I should have run back.
Yeah, so A, we should have run back to the graves. I don't know why we positioned there. We're a very squishy support. Being in the bush was fine because it wasn't warded, but yeah, we positioned so bad in this area.
Yeah, I agree.
But the Graves, you know, Graves is tanky, and the Graves can deal with your, especially, like, this is the thing, Graves as it is an insane bruiser. He does so much damage, like, if he can get ahead. And your job is to just keep said bruisers alive as much as possible.
Wait,
so this was, and again, you've got Nami Yasuo. So, like...
Did your client, bug you? I don't know if you have League open.
What? What's that, sorry?
I don't know if I got tournament banned or something. And I just received a message, something that the service is not working right now.
Oh, no, mine's okay.
Oh, well, let's see.
It could be a France. It's fine. I don't think so. I mean, you didn't say anything. It's fine now. Let's just finish this first. I doubt it was if it's just something to do with your service, because even on your stream, it was very laggy, you know.
Yeah.
Like, so I think it might just be your internet's playing up. So, like, here, for example, we see the camera. We know that there's a potential fight here. We clear this, that's fine. We see that vision popped, so as soon as that's popped, we're like, no, we can't go here. Now, another thing with Nami at this point in the game, there could be so many people stacked in this brush. So when you're playing these enchanters, you can't just walk in. You have to wait for somebody else to walk up, and as soon as they walk up, you can do stuff, right? So... yeah, it's really bad that you walked up there. And she obviously pops you. Granted, you do manage to get an ult for Yasuo to get in, but it doesn't matter because she got the reset off you. So now at this stage of the game, again, we just randomly walked into a brush when we have...
I mean, there was a lot of people around me.
But you have wards. You don't need to walk into any brush. You have wards. I mean, you swept as well, but just ward it, you know. So again, like, this is the thing. They're gonna grief.
Yeah. I think that was really winnable. I don't know. I mean, the way we lost was very...
but yeah, it was terrible. It was a gold special.
I mean, I don't even know why we went for Nash. I mean, I think we should have just gone right after we got the Elder, you know?
Yeah.
Anyways, I don't control these things.
So this was fine. Again, yeah, you can't control late game macro. Like, you will literally lose your mind trying, and there's no point whatsoever. Because these players, the thing you have to think is, even, let's say, you're Coach Coma, you know, and you say the absolute perfect macro play in these games, they're not going to give a shit, because they don't know who you are. And they'll be
Yeah.
like, he's just silver, right? Or gold,
Yeah.
sorry. So they're literally not going to care. Like, it's just completely pointless. Best example of this, I did a skill cap video the other day, and I was doing it on brand, and we had a top lane grades who left in the first 5 minutes. Obviously I'm playing brand. I get like 4 kills in lane, and I'm like, it's fine, we can still win. Like, they went for a third dragon, so it's not even soul, and I pinged to go for Baron. We walked up to do Baron with a Jinx brand and a Gragas, which obviously is ridiculously fast. And
Mm-hmm.
instead of doing the Baron, Gragas killed the Scuttle Crab.
Okay.
Now, because he was doing the Scuttle Crab, it meant that the Baron, we didn't do it quick enough because we needed his damage, and more importantly, we needed him to tank. Now, one of the big things to Baron is whoever is tanking Baron gets what's
It
called,
does less damage. It
Baron's
does.
Gaze. So Baron's Gaze basically makes you do 50% less damage if you're tanking.
Yeah.
So if me or Jinx had somebody else there tanking, that Baron would be so quick it didn't even matter. We still got the
Yeah.
Baron, but all three of us died off it, and then they just ended the game because
Yeah.
there was only one person alive, and it was like an action. It was like splitting bot. So this is the thing, like. Even if you make an insane macro play that could potentially win the game, it won't mean anything because these players won't listen, and you can't expect them to. They're just enjoying their game.
Yeah.
So,
And here,
like,
I think we shouldn't have been scared of the Fiora. Like, we should have just ignored her.
I mean, the thing is, here it was kind of your positioning as well. Like, you can't be frontlining like this because now had to use your flash. So you really can't be frontlining in a game like this. You have to just stay behind people. If they don't want to go in, what you need to do is you need to ping like crazy. Just ping, go, 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 go. There was also a dragon at the start. I can't remember what it was anyway. Actually, it might have been later. Where we have to use our pings. We have to pretend that our pings will... So what you have to think is that your pings will have like a 25% chance of causing somebody to listen to them and go for it. Like, if that ping doesn't do anything, whatever, just spam it. And if it still doesn't do anything, fine, you just play around them, not go in for it. Now here, this was a really, really good fight, except we were playing a little bit far back. I mean, this isn't too bad in terms of position, actually, because at this stage of the game, it's okay. Purely because, you know, if you can save your HP and keep healing them, then that's great for you.
Got the bubble and
But
Jinx too.
yeah, and this was good. So we finally got a bit of redemption for our earlier bubbles. And then here, what you want to do is, again, this is where you want to make a macro call and hope they'll play it. So here, you ping on the way to tower, and then you ping on the way to inhib, and then you ping straight to Baron. You just ping, 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 and see if
Honestly,
they'll go for
I
it.
kind of wanted to go to Baron right away.
No. You always want to get the inhib. The inhib provides you with push in one lane guaranteed. You don't even have to be there. Like, the supers will have roughly 3,000 HP and roughly 380, which will basically make them stronger than anybody individually on the enemy team. Unless they've got massive wave clear. So it's kind of like those supers are the most important thing. So if we look at it right now, again, yeah, see, 305 AD, 3,100 HP.
Yeah.
If we look at Jinx, she has 182 HP, AD and 140. If we look at Fiora, 244, 2000, she's the closest, but again, she's 5'3" and 3. She's got a ridiculous amount of gold. But the small fight is really not that far behind.
Minion is the best champion in the game.
Super Minion is OP at this stage of the game. So here, you know, it's fine. We can just back off and just leave like we did. Kind of, I mean, we got TP'd on. So here, like, it's a case of, why was this pink up here? Why was this here? Why weren't it cleared? You know? Like, so that's our job. Our job is to clear away the wards. And the fact that this ward is here allowed the Fiora to come at this point and murder us. Like, obviously she TP'd for it, but again, it you got murdered because you didn't clear your own jungle of pinks. And this is the thing, some pinks are super obvious, so when you get a chance, check this brush, check this brush. You also want to check in here, in here, in here, and in here. Just walk around, and then if there's any pinks, clear them. If there's normal wards, it doesn't really matter. Sometimes you don't really have to use your sweeper for it if, say, Baron is up, because if you just go for a siege, for say a minute or two, every ward will be cleared out anyway, you know. So
yeah,
it's just pinks that you have to worry about. So here, so again, like we're walking alone. Like, who did we say that we had to be with this game?
yeah, Yasuo.
Yasuo, exactly. So I don't know why we're going down to a Graves. Graves is already dead and we're still running down there. Like, why? You know, it doesn't do anything. Meanwhile, they're trying to kill Fiora top. Imagine how much easier this would have been if they had you. Yasuo would have retained some HP. He could have pushed this harder. Like, then he could have rotated into mid earlier. So this kind of late game, like a carry prioritization is so important. It's unreal. Like, you have to be with the heaviest carry, or the best carry. Sorry, not the heaviest. And again, Yasuo fulfills that. He's on 2 items right now. He's nearly at his IE. As soon as he gets that IE, he gets a massive power spike. So we want to basically help him to get that as soon as possible. We should be there with a little funnel, like trickling gold into like our carries.
Didn't Yasuo have the range to press ult here? He wasn't Krugs.
What, from Krugs to here? No.
Yeah.
Oh, here?
Yeah,
here he could have. Yeah. But I guess he wasn't looking. Again, his camera wasn't that, and then he did fail his E on here. But again, Malphite shouldn't have gone in when Yasuo wasn't there.
Yeah.
But again, so here we get another big pick. So we actually get a bubble into Yasuo. Aurelia dies. And now we've got full HP, full mana. There's no reason to back. And we end up using our flash here. Again, our positioning was bad here. Because it's like, okay, why are we running up this way, right?
The thing is, I feel like in my games, if I don't phase check, no one does.
Well, that doesn't matter. It's not your responsibility to. Like, just go and sit behind here and wait. Eventually, they will walk up or they will come out and show. Like, you don't want to be face checking this area, or like, because you just burnt your flash that could have helped you later. Whereas you've got a Malphite here and a Graves who can help you, and then they would have shown anyway. So there's no point. It doesn't really give you anything except having to burn your flash. And if Jinx would have landed a rocket, then you know it would have been a little bit more dangerous too. Here we did see her use this gate, so we were fine. And again, so in this situation, we need to ping the hell out of Baron. Obviously, we didn't. Well, you can see it on the replay as well if you do. So here, like ping, 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 ping to back away. Like back away, back away, back away. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Like at that point, they'll listen to you. Here, keep pinging the dragon, but walk into her. Keep vision. Right here, she did leave, but we can't guarantee that she would have left. So we need to just walk up, stay in this area, even walk around here. And just see if she's in the back. Like, she should have just been back here and just tried to...
I thought she was here, to be honest.
Slash smite, but we didn't move, right? So even there, we're not positioned. We're not going to really do any damage to this. Not in the grand scheme of things.
I didn't want to die, to be honest.
I mean, to be honest, there's an argument that if you die there and you stop her getting it, then that's worth. But still, it's fine. And then here, this was just really bad. Like, really bad. So you need to be pinging its back away again, because like there's 2 split pushers pushing on your base, so you need to ping to back away here.
I mean, I didn't see top pushing. I thought, yeah,
like
now that I look back at it, even if they don't go through mid, they can just go top and pressure.
So it's like Baron is not accessible right here.
Yeah,
you guys could have
Baron
gone.
Baron is the worst call right now.
Yeah, this was awful. But again, even if you would have pinged to back off, they might not have listened. So ping to back off, and then as you're pinging back off, draw attention to this area. Ping in this area. There were a lot of pings, but overall, like, and if they don't listen at this point, it's whatever. We already messed up laning phase so bad that we couldn't win off it, right? So this is what I mean. the amount of kind of errors with the gameplay right now, those should be your main focal point. So instead of kind of worrying like, oh, what are my carries doing, bum 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 bum, like you don't want to care about anybody else except your gameplay and the amount of bubbles we missed, the fact that we got no pressure in lane, the fact that we're not kind of walking up to get vision and stuff like that, and those are the errors that we need to focus on. And then as soon as we're nailing that laning phase, like I said, if you would have landed all of those bubbles in the early laning phase, you would have snowballed this game so hard it was unreal. Like especially
Okay.
Ziggs's push potential is nuts. You know?
Okay. Yeah, but how do I? I mean, you know when you. Okay, how do I say this? What if I do the right things? What if I focus on doing the right things, but it doesn't work out? But I end up thinking it's bad. You know what I
Does
mean?
then you have to be able to decide if something went bad because it was bad overall, or if something went bad because you messed up. If you hit every single one of your abilities, you go for them on a big slow push. You attack the Jinx when she's going for the cannon and end up bursting her out, stuff like that. Then those kind of things are always right, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
like you have to just be able to determine if it went wrong because you did something wrong, or if it went wrong because um, of
Bigger drift.
of something that you couldn't control. Like just
Mm-hmm.
because a play doesn't go right doesn't always mean that you did wrong.
Yeah.
Like you have to be able to determine, and the only way you're going to determine that is to play the same champion repeatedly and constantly be playing to improve. And if you're still not sure, go in the replay, watch the replay back, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
yeah. So overall, I think there's so much stuff to kind of work on. I think focus on that for now, and then see how that goes. I'll just end the recording there.